Hi, friends. Welcome back to The Journey We Take. It's your girl, Janelli, and today I want to talk about detours. Not the kind that feel like chaos when they're happening, but the kind you can look back on and finally see for what they really were. Whether it be the lessons, the door openings, unexpected gifts. You know, those moments in life when you're absolutely certain you figured it all out? The job, the city, the plan, the relationship, all of it seems so clear and obvious. And then the universe quietly, gently, sometimes even brutally says, "Oh, honey, not today." And at first, you're just like, wait, what? I was comfortable. I had a routine. I actually liked where I was. So why are you messing with me now? And maybe you even get a little mad because honestly, who actually likes to be redirected? We like control as humans. We like certainty. We like to think that our lives are a straight path and that we know best. But truth is, sometimes we really don't. At the time, you might not see it. You might even fight it. But looking back, those detours, they almost always led to something better than you could have imagined. I've had my fair share of detours. One that stands out the most is moving from the Carolinas. I'd spent my whole life there pretty much. It became a comfort zone I didn't even realize had become a cage. And moving to Las Vegas when I was 19 was a leap into the unknown, which could be for most people such a easy, ridiculously sporadic idea to resist, since it's comforting to just cling to the familiarity. And as much as that is so, it can also just be an inhibition that leads to stagnancy. So, me moving to Vegas, it taught me independence, adaptability, and honestly, a surprising amount of joy in figuring out who I was when nobody else knew my history. I got to learn from the unexpected. I eventually got comfortable there. I thought, okay, maybe this is it. This is going to be my home now. Like, this is where I'll stay for a while. But then life nudged me once again, in which I resisted at first. I was like, come on, again, like I just got comfortable. Like, what are we doing here? But life doesn't ask if you're ready, it doesn't. Sometimes that nudge I just mentioned is actually a shove and it just pushes you. And that is actually where the new direction appears in front of you. One usually not taken into consideration instinctively. It's one that I feel like most of the time requires yet another leap. And that sometimes doesn't come with a clear map. That redirection, you don't really know where to go from there, but that quiet whisper you sense, that stirring within you that you can't ignore, that sense in your gut, that little tug in your heart, that feeling that something is shifting even when everything looks fine on the surface. But resisting it, well, to resist it is just exhausting. I've resisted. Oh, I have definitely resisted. I've clung to jobs that I thought I loved, to people I thought I couldn't live without, to places that were limiting. I've tried to even fix certain situations that were just meant to end. And I've argued with life in my head, trying to bargain or negotiate, like maybe if I just do this one more time, it'll all work out the way I plan. But yeah, again, it really does. But again, that is the beauty of redirection and those random detours. Feels like a loss at first, like everything is falling apart sometimes. But in reality, it's the universe protecting you and preparing you and pushing you forward towards something better than you could have pictured for yourself. And sometimes it is those things that you didn't even know you needed. Finally, though, when you trust that little voice that's stirring something in you, the people, opportunities, experiences that you never predicted become part of your beautiful story that is continuously unfolding. And looking back now, it's almost funny. I used to think I was making all the decisions, but life, God was there guiding me the whole time. I think that's truly where faith ties in. It's not in those loud, dramatic ways we sometimes expect, but in those smaller, more quiet moments when you choose to believe that there's a purpose in what you can't yet see. Faith, honestly, I've learned isn't always about knowing, it's about trusting that even when the path doesn't make sense, there's a bigger picture being painted for you. And maybe by God, maybe by the universe, maybe by something deep within your soul, but something is leading you. Just think about the times life laughed at your plans, all those things that didn't go your way. You probably wanted answers, a guarantee, but what happened instead was growth and clarity. And growth doesn't feel safe all the time. It's really messy. You're leaving behind who you were comfortable being. You leave behind people who loved the version of you that existed for their comfort, and you step into someone new, someone more alive, someone untethered, someone more true to the core of your being. I remember when I decided to leave Vegas again after finally feeling settled. It was really scary. I questioned everything once again. Like, am I crazy for doing this? Am I running from something? Like, is this even the right move? But every time that I've just followed that whisper, that nudge, whatever you want to call it, that quiet insistence that said, like, this isn't your final chapter. I've discovered doors then whenever I trusted it. And yeah, just opportunities I wouldn't have seen if I had never taken that leap, and people that have been beautiful blessings in my life. And I've gotten to see that redirection isn't just about moving physically either. It's about shifting internally, your thoughts, your habits, even your energy. Sometimes these things just happen in life because we need to grow into our actual selves before we can step into the next stage of life. It's uncomfortable a lot of the time. It can be very thrilling sometimes, but it's also very terrifying in my experience, I know. But yes, the thing is that it's always necessary. And let's be real, it's not linear. Life doesn't hand you that straight, predictable path that I mentioned earlier. You'll circle back, you'll second guess, you'll stumble, you'll fall, and that's okay, because every detour, every wrong turn is actually a setup for something that fits you better, for something that matches the version of you that's emerging, stronger, wiser, more true and authentic to who you really are. I like to joke that the universe has a weird sense of humor, that it'll just like hand you these breadcrumbs and you'll just stubbornly march off in the wrong direction, but only to end up circling back to where you were supposed to go all along. And somehow every time those breadcrumbs end up leading you somewhere you never expected, somewhere better, like I've said. It does come with endings, this redirection, these detours sometimes, losses, isolation, some dark days. I think that's all part of the process, but endings are rarely final. I think they're just invitations, like an invitation to step into a new rhythm, to meet new people, discover new joys, and actually align with the life that serves you. Remember that you're not failing when life reroutes you. You're not behind. You're not even lost as much as you may feel. You're simply being prepared. You're being guided. You're being asked to trust yourself, trust the process, and trust the unseen forces shaping your path. I think that maybe this is the most liberating part, when you finally surrender and when you stop fighting those detours and stop questioning every little shift. You start to see the art of it, the beauty in the unknown, the lessons hidden in what felt like mistakes. Yeah, and just those doors and opportunities that open when you're busy being scared. Because the thing about detours is they'll definitely strip away the illusion that life is predictable or fair. They force us to confront our vulnerability, and they ask us to lean into uncertainty with nothing but faith and grit. And that our vulnerability isn't a weakness. That's what we discover amongst it all. And if you take a look at it and realize that this could just be a doorway to deeper self-discovery and deeper resilience within yourself, and see that the quiet, uncomfortable space of not really knowing allows you to realize that your identity isn't in your possessions or even your plans. It's in your capacity to adapt and in the willingness to show up, even if you are unsure about how to move forward, but you're still moving forward. Yeah, all those realizations is both terrifying, but also liberating, because it does mean that you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to trust the journey, even when you just don't know. But something that has helped me in the midst of those times is, instead of asking why this detour happened or is happening, I try to ask, what is it trying to teach me? Is it patience? Is it teaching me how to surrender control? Or how to redefine what home means? Or maybe it's teaching me about the kindness of strangers, the depth of love, maybe the power of community. It can be teaching us so many different things depending on what we really need in order to grow. So I am inviting you guys to ask yourself the same questions as you withstand those moments of uncertainty yourself. And also, sometimes the universe doesn't just redirect you, it straight up surprises you. Those things you thought were losses become blessings, and the people you thought you needed become mirrors showing you who you really are. The plans you make fall away, and suddenly life gives you something more aligned and more expansive, more beautiful than you could have thought for yourself. I've witnessed it in others' lives. I've seen it in my own. A lot of the things I'm saying sound redundant, but it's the core message of this whole episode. So if you're in that space right now, maybe you're questioning a move, a relationship, your career choice, or just simply the next step that you want to take in your own life, I just want you to remember that you're being prepared. You're not behind. You're being redirected to something bigger, something better, and something that is in alignment to your becoming. So trust it, try to embrace it as much as you can, and walk into life every day with your eyes open and your heart open to what it may become, even in the midst of that uncertainty or detour. And one day, you'll hopefully look back at this exact moment and smile, thinking, oh, okay, now I see. Now I get it. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. That's all I have for you. If this episode resonated with you, take it as a little nudge from the universe. A reminder that you're right where you're meant to be, even when it doesn't feel like it. Or if you think that it may resonate with someone else, please share this episode, and hopefully it'll help whoever your loved one is walk a little bit more confidently in their own life. But for now, keep allowing life to redirect you as much as it may take to actually get you in alignment with your true path, your true calling, and your true purpose in this life. If you guys would like to, please leave some love and any comments or suggestions for new episodes. You can always go on thejourneywetake.com and find all the links there. But until next time, I'm Janelle, and this is The Journey We Take.